Okay, let's talk about the New Deal. The New Deal is going to be the way the government responds to the Great Depression. We will all see that the government expanded their power by taking a more active role in the lives of the unfortunate. FDR immediately began pumping money into the economy to help people in need. He also sent money to states so they could help the needy. Roosevelt, along with his advisors, came up with many new programs to get the nation back on its feet. But the first step was regaining the faith in banks. He closed every bank for 4 days, calling it a bank holiday. He did not allow them to reopen until they were under the supervision of the Federal Treasury. The government helped stabilize the banks, making sure before they reopened they had proper funds. He had to establish faith in the banks because after the crash and closure of banks, many Americans took all of their money out and kept it at home. We needed that money in the banks. We needed that money to help promote the economy. During FDR's presidency, he would speak directly to Americans in simple terms to help them understand what he was doing. He used the radio and called them fireside chats. He called them fireside chats because families would listen to FDR talking as they bundled up around a fire and a radio at home. During FDR's presidency, he passed many bills that established programs to help America get out of the financial crisis they were in. Some of these programs are still in use today, but many were eliminated after World War II. We will go over these more in depth later, but here's a quick description of some of the more important ones. The Work Progress Administration, or the WPA, this was a jobs program that was implemented to give more people jobs. They hired artists to paint murals and create sculptures. They decorated buildings across the country. The Public Work Administration, the PWA, this program built roads, bridges, schools, hospitals, and dams across the country. So, again, promoting more jobs, also promoting a better society. The Civilian Conservative Corps, the CCC, this one was created specifically for men to work in environmental projects like national and state parks. They were provided lodging and free food. The 23rd Amendment is going to repeal the 18th Amendment. No more prohibition. This boosted alcohol sales to help the economy. The Agricultural Adjustment Administration, the AAA, farmers faced a huge crisis. They had a surplus of food, so the AAA was designed to make sure that we could keep these farmers afloat. The Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, the FDIC, this was insurance on bank deposits. This way, if banks fail, people won't lose their money. So during the Great Depression, a lot of people lost their entire life savings in the banks. This will ensure that this does not happen again. The Tennessee Valley Authority, the TVA, their goal was to get power and electricity to rural areas of Tennessee. The government built 21 dams to control flood and produce electricity. The Security Exchange Commission, this was created to watch over the stock market to prevent another fraud or another collapse. No more buying on margin. The Social Security Act could be regarded as the most important. It provided a pension to retired people, cared for orphans and the disabled, and set up a system of unemployment insurance. The New Deal is very important to American history. It did not end the Great Depression like it was hoped for by FDR and many Americans. The Great Depression did not end until World War II. When World War II begins, America's economy booms again, just like it did in World War I. The New Deal is so important because it changed the government's roles in Americans' lives. The New Deal expanded the government, giving it much more power in the economy. The government after the New Deal became more responsible for the lives of the unfortunate. The government's power greatly expanded. After FDR was elected to his fourth term, he suddenly died. With his death and the end of his presidency came an amendment to the Constitution that limited the president to only serve 2 terms.